Hi there, it's Sanna here again. I would like to continue with my Glimmer Mist introduction video series for 2018, and on this video I thought I'd show you what happens if you try and color different pastes with Glimmer Mists. I think it is going to work in a way. It's going to be a light tone, but you can still do something. I've gathered some basic pastes that I have at home. These are really cheap ones from an office supply store. This is a transparent structure paste, and this is a white one. Then I've got some crackle paste here, just products I happen to have at home, and I've also got a glitter paste because I thought that would be fun to try. And I've chosen to use only the Icicle Blue Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist on this video because obviously if I mix it with something that is white and I'm going to use gold, I get hardly any difference to the paste tone, so I need to take a darker color. And since I'm only using the 4 color tones on this video series, the blue is the darkest one, so that's why this was my choice today. So I've got myself a little plate. I don't know, this is a cutting plate for cheese that I've reused for, you know, something else. And then I've got a palette knife, actually 2, and again this thicker drawing paper that I've been using also on the previous videos. Just a paper I like to use a lot. There's no other reason for using this one. It's a little bit thicker, so it doesn't bubble and deform itself that easy. Maybe that's why I like to use it a lot. Let's start with the crackle paste. So I'm just taking a little bit. I hope it's not too dry. See, you should always use your product. Don't leave them for a long time, because if you leave them like for a year or 2 years, they will eventually get damaged. And if you're trying to save them for a better day, then it might be too late for the product. So always buy them and use them, never leave them unused. Opened and unused, that's the worst thing you can do. I'm just adding some mist into the paste, and then I'm mixing them together. And what I get is, of course, naturally a lighter tone of the paste, but it gets a little bit like remember when I showed you that you can actually add color to a white embossing powder. We get a similar tone here. So if I would add a little bit more, or if I would go over this with a darker blue tone, then I would get a different result. So this will just result in a light blue tone. So I hope I can remember these. I'm going to add what I've used. So this is the crackle paste, and I've mixed it together, so you can see here it looks almost white on the video, but it is light blue. So I'm going to add just stripes of that onto the paper to show you what happens. So this is the crackle paste mixed with Icicle Blue. That's the tone you get if you just add a few sprays into it. And if you add too much Glimmer Mist, it will change the structure of this paste and it will run. So you need to be careful how much you add. So that's something you need to test and find out. So I'm just taking all the color. You could also take a stencil now and add the paste onto the paper through a stencil to make a starting point for your background. But since we are just testing, I'm just applying it directly onto the paper. And maybe I can use this for something later. We'll see. And I'm excited to see if the Glimmer Mist affects the crackle medium in this paste, if I still get crackles in there when it's dry. But we will see that when that's all done. So I think next I'm going to take the white regular paste. This is a little bit more fluid. As you can see, it's not that dry as the texture paste, the crackle paste. So again, I just scoop a little bit from the jar, and then I'm adding the color in there. And here we get a little bit, maybe I added a little bit more spray into there, or maybe it's the type of paste that I'm using. It's a little bit darker, so this would be the structure paste in white, and it's a little bit stronger color, as you can see immediately, and it's also a little bit more fluid in structure, so depending on what you plan to use it for, you might want to take notice of that too, so you get a really nice color in there. That's really pretty. I also like the other one. It's a little bit more like a chalk, how do you say it? Chalk maybe. And this one is the darker color, definitely darker. And I'm just applying it to the paper very randomly. Wipe off everything. So that's it. And then maybe I should clean that a little bit, because I don't want to mix anything. I want clean results. I'm just taking a baby wipe and wiping this clean. And while it's still wet, it's easy to do. You just take a wipe and it's all gone. Okay, and next, what do we take next? Let's take the transparent structure paste. Where's my pen? Okay, so this is clear. This one has no color to it, so we are going to get a different result here. And again, adding the blue, icicle blue on top. So it's 3 sprays here again, like on the previous paste. And I'm excited to see how this dries, because this has a little shine to it. So it will create a different look to the white texture paste, because this is more shiny, as it is clear in structure and tone, transparent. So the color will show differently. And again, it looks a little bit different. I'm just going to tilt this to be able to apply the color and the paste. Okay, so we have quite a similar tone here, but it might end up totally different when it's dry. So we will need to leave this to air dry. I don't want them to bubble and deform themselves. So that would be the transparent paste. There's a slight difference maybe. Yeah, so it's getting from light to darker, as you can see. And then let's do one more. Let's do the glitter paste, which is basically just glitter with transparent paste. So we will get a toned glitter. So you can actually change the color of your clear glitter paste. If you only have one tone, you don't need to buy a lot of different tones, because you can modify them with your Glimmer Mists. So this would be the glitter paste, and that one is clear. There are a lot of different colors out in the market already mixed, but if you just happen to have one and it happens to be this color and you have a lot of sprays at home, you can help yourself with that. You don't have to go and buy a big range of these. unless you want to. Of course, that's a different story. Okay, so I'm just taking a little bit and I'm adding it here to the clean area, and then I'm again adding some spray ink. Let's close the lid. Always be careful, close the lids of your pastes so that they don't dry out. And remember to use them quite quickly, because time takes its toll on them, so they will not last forever, believe me. Saving is not a good idea. Then you will be disappointed because it's all dried out. If you just open it once and left it for unattended for a year, then it's going to be a big disappointment. I've been there, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this looks really delicious. I love the glitter, love the color, and this is much darker, so it totally depends on what type of paste you're using. You get totally different results. And it's a little bit crunchy on the surface because there is so much glitter in there, but it's definitely darker than the other ones. And you will have a beautiful shine and shimmer there because of the glitter particles. So that would be that. And there are plenty of other pastes out on the market that you can test and tone and change the color of the basic white tones. This is just to give you an idea what you can do. Just remember, the darker the Glimmer Mist tone, the darker the result. The lighter the tone, like if you would use a gold here, then you would get just a slight hue of color into the paste, and not as much as even here with the darker blue one. So I can also see that it's starting to crackle, so it definitely works as a crackle paste. Still doesn't affect that. There's a nice color going on there. That was the transparent one, and that was the white one, and this gorgeous thing here is the glitter paste. Okay, so that was quick and easy. Just to give you an idea, you can change the color of your mixed media products, different types of pastes, just by adding a few spritz of Glimmer Mist to them. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.